Ladies and gentlemen, sons and daughters of destiny, allow me to start by declaring something important. Heaven has already decided that you have been marked by God for a miracle, and it is scheduled for July. This is not by chance, not by accident, but by divine appointment. You are marked for what to many seems like an unshakable divine promise. You were chosen by God before time began. That means, before the foundations of the world were set, before the stars were hung in the sky, and before time itself took its first tick, God already had you in His mind. You were not an afterthought or a random choice. You were not born by accident, by luck, or by the desires of the flesh alone. You are the result of a divine decision made in eternity. God did not just allow you to be born, He planned it. He wrote your story, detailed your purpose, and gave meaning to every breath you would take. This is why your life is important. The conditions around your birth do not define your value. It doesn't matter who accepted you or who rejected you. What matters is that God knew you, saw you, and chose you, even before you entered your mother's womb. While others may think of your birth as just an event, God sees it as the fulfillment of His eternal plan. Every part of you, your personality, your background, your talents, your struggles, they are all part of Heaven's intentional design. Nothing about you is wasted or random. You are not just existing, you are appointed. Now we are entering July, and this month is not ordinary. It is not just another day on the calendar. July has been marked in the divine timeline of your destiny. This is not a vague hope or a motivational phrase. It is a prophetic moment. Some days in life just pass by, but some are filled with divine timing. July is one of those special moments. It is set as a season where heaven and earth meet for a specific purpose in your life. This is the time when God's unseen plans begin to show up. The things you have prayed for, waited on, cried over, and almost given up on are now moving toward fulfillment. Because you were chosen in eternity, God has already set specific times in your life to show His power clearly. July is not bringing your miracle. It is activating what was already prepared for you. What looks sudden to you has been fixed in heaven a long time ago. Some of you have wondered if your life has meaning. You have walked through dark times, fought quiet battles, and stood in seasons where it felt like nothing was happening. But behind that stillness and silence, God was working to align your timeline with His plan. Now something is changing. July is the turning point between what was promised and what will be seen. It is the divine moment when things start to unfold, not because you earned it, but because you were chosen for it. The purpose God has for your life is now moving into reality. You are not just waiting on God, you are aligning with Him. July is a month where your steps will be ordered differently. Conversations will carry more meaning. Meetings will not be random, they will be triggers for change. Doors will not simply open, they will swing wide open by divine command. You were never made to wander without purpose. You were not sent to this earth just to survive, to hustle, or to get through each day. You carry God's fingerprint on your soul. That's why ordinary things don't satisfy you and why average feels empty. You were born with a divine plan, and July is when heaven starts showing you the next part of that plan. God doesn't mark months without reason. He doesn't speak without backing His word. If July is marked for your miracle, then every day in this month holds the potential for something supernatural. Your role is not to figure everything out. Your role is to believe, to trust that what God started before time began, He is ready to reveal now. Heaven has set a divine appointment, meaning there is a specific time fixed in God's eternal calendar when what He promised for your life must come true. This is not wishful thinking or random luck. This is divine strategy. When God sets an appointment, nothing in the natural world can stop it. It doesn't matter who opposes it, doubts it, or what obstacles try to block it. What heaven has scheduled must happen. July is one of those divine appointments. Often we misunderstand God's timing. We think that delay means denial, silence means He's gone, or waiting means we've been forgotten. But from heaven's point of view, delay is not punishment. It is preparation. God doesn't rush because He's never late. His timing isn't based on our impatience. It is built on eternal purpose, and purpose requires perfect timing. God is not just working in your life. He is working in the lives of everyone connected to your miracle. He is moving situations and people behind the scenes, setting divine connections so that when your miracle comes, it fits perfectly. Some blessings would have harmed you if they came too soon. Some doors would have led you to the wrong places if they had opened early. God's delay is never meant to hurt you. It is meant to prepare you. It is a divine holding pattern where He matures you for what is already yours. Now, in this specific month, the delay is turning into a divine release. Heaven is not confused. God has not lost track of time. He has not changed His mind about you. In fact, the pressure, the attacks, and the spiritual weight you've been under are proof that something is about to change. July is not just the month where things start to happen. It is the month where things that have been waiting begin to move. Blessings that were completed in the Spirit are about to appear in your life. When God says suddenly, it does not mean randomly, it means strategically. Everything that was once held back is now being released with divine urgency. God is not reacting to your need. He is responding to His own timing. What looks sudden to you is exactly on schedule in heaven. It's like a dam holding back a river. The pressure has been building. You have felt the tension, but now the gates are about to open, and what was stored up will flood your life with power. That's why it's important now not to be distracted by what hasn't happened yet. If you focus on what's missing, you'll miss what is moving. Heaven is not idle. The Spirit is stirring. Angels are being sent. Conversations are being guided. Favor is being prepared in places you haven't even been yet. God is about to fulfill promises that seemed forgotten. Prophecies spoken over you years ago are about to breathe new life. When God sets a divine appointment, every resistance must give way. You don't have to work hard, perform, or panic. What is for you is already done. It's not your job to make it happen. It's your job to position yourself with faith, expectation, and readiness. Keep your heart open. July is not coming empty. It is coming full of sudden changes, surprise miracles, and strategic moves. This is because the calendar of heaven has reached your appointed time. Your setback was actually a setup for a sudden breakthrough. It may not feel like it while you're in the storm, but every battle you have fought, every door that closed right in front of you, every moment of deep disappointment was never meant to break you. It was getting you ready. The enemy may have wanted it for bad, but God has always had a greater plan behind the pain He allowed. What He could have stopped, He didn't. Not because He wanted to harm you, but because He wanted to build you up. You see, God is a master planner. He never lets you walk through fire without meaning to bring you out purified. He never lets loss happen unless He plans to give back more than what was taken. The setback wasn't punishment. It was part of the process. It was shaping you for the weight of what's coming next. You've been hidden, not forgotten. You've been stretched, not rejected. What you've called a delay, God calls development. And now the season of testing is opening the way to the season of testimony. Many people don't understand that the size of the attack on your life often shows the size of the assignment you carry. The enemy doesn't waste his energy on those who are not a threat. The battles you have faced have been tough, not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. Hell tried to distract you, discourage you, and disqualify you. But what the enemy didn't know is that every tear you shed was watering your harvest. Every time you stayed faithful when it didn't make sense, you were planting seeds for a miracle moment that only God could arrange. And now July is here. This is not just another month. It is the set time when your past pain will bring out present power. This is the season when God takes everything the enemy tried to use to bury you and turns it into what builds you instead. What felt like defeat is about to become the very base of your deliverance. God isn't just going to bring you out. He will do it suddenly, supernaturally, and in a way that silences every doubt and every voice that said it couldn't happen. A sudden breakthrough doesn't mean rushed, it means ripe. It means the process has reached its fullness. It means the seed you have been carrying is ready to break through the ground. The waiting has not been wasted. It has been weaving the perfect conditions for a miracle. You didn't see it, but God was arranging every detail behind the scenes. You felt crushed, but He was pressing you to release the oil of purpose. You felt delayed, but heaven was preparing a table in front of your enemies. Now, the breakthrough will not come in the way you expected. It may not look like what you imagined, but it will come, and it will come suddenly. The kind of breakthrough that changes your life overnight. The kind of turnaround that cannot be explained by logic. The kind of restoration that leaves people asking, how did that happen so fast? And the answer will always be, God did it. Not because you forced it, but because you trusted Him in the fire. Now you are walking into favor, so don't curse the setback, don't hate the wilderness. It made you who you are. It taught you how to pray. It gave you wisdom. It removed what couldn't come with you into the next season. And now everything you went through will start to make sense, because July is when God rewrites the story. The pain becomes your platform, the silence becomes your song, the weakness becomes your witness, because God does not allow pain without a prophetic purpose, and you are stepping into a breakthrough that will make every tear worth it. The miracle is in motion, even if you can't see it yet. One of the hardest parts of our journey with God is trusting Him when nothing seems to be happening. We look around, and everything looks the same. Same struggles, same delays, same unanswered prayers. But just because you don't see the movement doesn't mean it isn't happening. God often works in the unseen before He reveals it in the visible. In fact, the greatest moves of God always start in silence before a wave breaks the surface. It begins as a stirring under the water. And right now there is a stirring in your spirit that is about to break into your life. Faith is not about seeing proof. It's about believing the word. And the word of the Lord for you this season is that the miracle is already in motion. Heaven has already released what you've been praying for. The answer has already been sent. The breakthrough is not waiting on God. It is moving toward you, sped up by obedience, sealed by grace, and powered by perfect timing. July is not about waiting for something to start. It's about aligning with what has already been sent in the unseen. You see, God never starts in the physical, He starts in the spirit. Everything you see began in the unseen realm. That business idea, that financial breakthrough, that healing, that family restoration. Those are not just future possibilities. They are present realities already active in the spirit, waiting to be shown. God is not behind schedule. He is not trying to figure things out. He's just waiting for the right moment to show what He already prepared. Sometimes God hides movement to protect it. What you don't understand is that the silence was covering your blessing from coming out too soon. The enemy can't fight what he can't see. That's why some of the biggest breakthroughs are quiet before they come, suddenly. God protects what is sacred until the time is perfect. And now the veil is about to lift. July is the month when what has been working behind the scenes will burst into your life in undeniable ways. You have been standing in faith. You have been planting in tears. You have been worshiping even when tired. Heaven has not ignored one single moment. Every act of obedience has moved the blessing forward. Every time you praised, even when you didn't feel like it, you were building a path for heaven to enter your reality. Now the miracle is getting closer. The spiritual winds have changed. Favor is flowing your way. What's about to happen won't make sense to people who didn't see the fight. It won't be because of your skills, your connections, or your timing. It will be the result of God's perfect plan. When it comes, it will come without warning, without delay, and without human explanation. You won't be able to trace how it happened, but you will know who did it. God is writing a story in your life that only His hand can explain. That's why now more than ever you must not let what you see shake your confidence in what you know. You know God is faithful. You know He is able. You know He has never failed. And that same God is working for you even in silence. Trust His plan. Stay in place. July is not empty, it is full of promise. What is hidden in the Spirit is about to be revealed with power. It might not look like anything is changing, but believe me, everything is changing. Just because the cloud is small doesn't mean the rain isn't coming. The miracle is moving. The blessing is growing strong. Favor is already flying toward you. It's not waiting to start. It's waiting to show up. You are not waiting on it. It's waiting on you to see by faith what is already moving by grace. You carry a kingdom assignment. That means your life is not just about survival, success, or self-fulfillment. It's about purpose. You are not simply living on this earth. You were sent here. Heaven assigned you to this time with something specific, something sacred, something only you can do. The reason you have been chosen, the reason you have been kept through storms that should have taken you out, the reason the enemy has fought so hard against you is because you carry something bigger than yourself. You are just a person, a vessel through which God's will be shown, released, and made real. The miracles in your life are not random gifts. They are resources meant for your mission. They are divine provisions linked to divine assignments. God doesn't perform miracles just to amaze you. He does them to prepare you. He's not only trying to make your life easier, but trying to make your destiny undeniable. That's why the next miracle coming in July isn't about comfort, it's about confirmation. It's about heaven agreeing that you have something to build, birth, and become. We often ask God to do things for us, but God is getting ready to do something through us. The miracle you're about to receive isn't just for your joy, it's for His display. He will use you as a living proof, a walking prophecy, a breathing answer to someone else's prayer. You have been praying for a breakthrough, but God has been preparing you to be a bridge. You've been asking for overflow, and He's been readying you to pour out. This is why July is so important. It's not just a month. It's a moment, a special window where God equips His vassals with everything they need to finish what they were born to do. There is something specific attached to your name in this season. You are not here just to pay bills and live comfortably. You're here to build something that reflects God's kingdom. You might not know all the details yet, but something inside your spirit has been stirring. It's something deeper than just ambition. That stirring is your assignment, and with every kingdom task comes kingdom help. God never calls without also providing. The miracle you need for the next stage of your calling is already in motion. Whether it's healing, resources, a plan, open doors, connections, or clarity, it is coming, and it will arrive exactly on time. July will not be random, it will be meaningful. Every breakthrough will have a purpose. Every blessing will come with directions, because God is not only blessing you to improve your life, but blessing you to make His glory seen. You were chosen to bring light into a dark world. You were chosen to speak life where there is death, to bring hope where there is despair, to represent God's kingdom in a world that needs divine solutions. And this next miracle will be proof, not only to you but to everyone watching, that when God marks someone, He also sets them into motion. So don't waste your miracle. Don't settle into comfort. Don't lose focus when the blessings come. Remember, this is not a prize for surviving. It's a release into your assignment. God is giving you what you need in July because there is something you must build, someone you must reach, something you must finish. You are not ordinary. You carry kingdom purpose, and now heaven is placing the tools, the keys, the anointing, and the resources into your hands to do what you were born to do. Nung aluada, sudden doesn't mean small, it means supernatural. When God acts suddenly, it's not a last-minute rescue or a rushed decision. It's a divine intervention that goes beyond time, logic, and human limits. Sudden in God's language doesn't mean disorder, it means completion. It means the process has reached its fullness, and heaven has given the green light. What seems like a sudden breakthrough to you is actually a result of something building in the spirit for years. We are used to expecting progress step by step, slow and steady. But when heaven announces a season of divine acceleration, time itself bows to God's will. Things that should take months start happening in minutes. Doors that should take years to open swing wide with one word. Delays are reversed, timelines get shorter, and natural order gives way to supernatural flow. July is that kind of month. Not just a time of breakthrough, but a time of speed, favor, and unexplainable momentum. God is not limited by calendars or clocks. He works in kairos, divine timing, not human timing. And when kairos meets your life, what once seemed impossible becomes immediate. You have been planting seeds, waiting, maybe even growing tired, but God never forgets seeds sown in faith. He does not ignore sacrifice. And when your moment comes, when heaven says now, no power on earth can stop it. Sudden doesn't mean small. It means significant. It means God has stepped into your situation with his power, plan, and glory. You didn't earn it, you didn't plan it, and you couldn't see it coming, but you were ready for it. You endured long enough, believed strong enough, and trusted deep enough to be ready for this supernatural release. It's not luck or coincidence. It's divine timing meeting divine favor. Many things you've prayed for over the years won't happen slowly. They will happen suddenly. Restoration will come quickly. Doors will open without warning. Contracts will come together unexpectedly. Relationships will shift overnight. What seemed stuck for years will move in moments. And people will ask, how did it happen so fast? And you will answer quietly, God did it. Not by might, not by power, but by his Spirit. When God acts suddenly, he leaves no room for human pride. He doesn't need a long runway, your resume, qualifications, or connections. He only needs your yes. If you have been faithful during dry seasons, hidden places, and long waits, then July will not disappoint. Heaven is declaring this is the time of divine acceleration. The gears are shifting, the wind is changing direction, the pace is picking up, not because you forced it, but because the time is right. Don't be shocked when what you thought would take years happens in days. Don't hesitate when you see things falling into place at lightning speed. This isn't a trap, it's a testimony. God is redeeming time. He is restoring lost years. He is bringing you into a season where the supernatural is your new normal, where sudden becomes your rhythm, where the impossible becomes every day. Not because of who you are, but because of who sent you. So prepare your heart, steady your spirit, and get ready to move with God. Don't hold on to the old pace. He's calling you to run now, to rise quickly, to build faster, to believe bigger. What was slow is now swift. What was hard is now holy. What was delayed is now delivered, because sudden isn't mean small. It means supernatural. And July is the month God will do in days what will take others years. Now, as we stand on the edge of July, hear this clearly. You are not entering this month by chance. You are stepping into it by divine commission. Everything you have walked through, everything you have endured, every tear, every prayer, every silent battle has led to this moment. Heaven has been watching. Angels have been moving. And now the time has come. This is your moment of sudden miracles. This is your season of divine acceleration. This is the month when promises break free from delay and become your reality. Lift your eyes, not to your circumstances, but to the one who wrote your destiny before time began. Lift your faith, not in what you see, but in what he has spoken. Lift your voice and say with boldness, I am marked, I am ready. I will not miss my moment. July is not waiting for you to figure it all out. It is waiting for you to believe. So get ready. Stay hopeful, because what God is about to do in your life will happen suddenly,